And we are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena, 2019 SIAC basketball tournament, live coverage on Flow Sports. Men's action out the quarterfinal round, the Golden Bears of Miles College getting set to meet the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University. Glad you could join us for our continuing coverage. Charles Ward and Tolly Carr with the play call. As we go to quarterfinal action, and the Golden Bears coming into the tournament, seeded number 1 out of the West, and Tuskegee making it to the quarterfinals after a first-round win over Fort Valley, seeded number 5. So this should be a good matchup as we continue to push through the tournament on quarterfinal day. Women's action just concluded, and the Tigerettes of Tuskegee winners pushing on to the semifinals. Men trying to do the same thing, but standing in the way, Tolly, is the number 1 team in the West, the Golden Bears of Miles College.
You know, we have all these stats that we can fall back on. We have seeding. None of that matters, Charles. The only thing that matters right now, these two teams don't like each other. They are rivals in the state of Alabama. Miles and Tuskegee, I kind of watched them in the warm-up line, and there was a whole lot of you aren't who you think you are comments spread from one side to the other. Now, it's easy to be a layup line gangster, so to speak, but the action will be decided on the court. And throughout the year, there's no question that Miles has been the better team. They are the number 1 seed out of the West. They came out east and did some damage as well. Early in the season, they had a trip to the AUC where they had to play Clark Atlanta and Morehouse. 2 games in the span of 3 days, and Charles, they went away with wins in both of those games. So they are one of the teams to beat along with Morehouse. And, of course, we have more teams in contention, but when you just look at it on paper, you look at statistics, you see Fred Watson there. He has come in and done a bang-up job in his first year with Miles, and anything can happen, but they are a team that has a presence down low, and they have just really done what they are supposed to do this year in the SIAC.
And as you indicate, such a long history for Coach Watson at Benedict, but bringing that same tradition now to Miles College, adding to their football prowess. Now Watson really not necessarily changing the total direction with basketball. Good, strong representation of before, but Fred Watson and his just unique abilities as a coach really set to catapult that basketball program on the same ranks as football over there now. First year there, 16 years prior at Benedict College, and 68% win percentage at Benedict.
I'll be totally honest. When he got the job at Benedict, my first impression was, when he got the job at Miles from Benedict, my first thought was, I didn't even know Miles had got rid of their coach. It just wasn't even on the radar, Miles basketball. But as soon as he took the job, they immediately became relevant again in the SIAC picture.
Right now, number 1 in the West, as they start tournament action on the quarterfinal round, they will meet the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Tuskegee winners over Fort Valley. Players we're going to keep an eye on this afternoon, the second team all-conference for the Golden Tigers, Miles Thomas, a junior, 12 points, 8 rebounds in the opening round action against Fort Valley. And a host of players for the Golden Bears. A couple of these names you'll recognize from having played at Benedict, but following Coach Watson over to Miles College. Jelani Watson-Gale, one of those players, and Jose Ramon Angrita, he came over as well. Those 2 will start for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Officials for this afternoon's ball game: Calvin Shelby, Terrence Isom, and Andrew Seward to handle the call. And we are underway. Glad you could join us for our coverage on Flow Hoops. So Tuskegee in the black with the basketball. Up top, this is the sophomore Caleb Morton. He had 13 in the win against Fort Valley.
Miles Thomas had a slow start as Tuskegee opens the game with the turnover. Miles Thomas had a slow start for Tuskegee against Fort Valley State. It'll be interesting to watch how he starts this game.
Just underway now. Miles with the basketball. This is Damian Archer, the senior from Baltimore, handling. Now at the wing, that's Jelani Watson-Gill, the sophomore from London, England. Fuller on the push. Foul line extended, missed on the jumper there. Miles really not doing that great as it relates to offensive categories, but they're doing an outstanding job as it relates to categories related to defense, rebounding being one of those. And they are really first in scoring defense in the conference, giving up only 56 points per ball game as they push it back the other way. In the corner, Fuller can't get it to fall there. Also first in the conference in field goal defense. Teams only shooting 37% against them.
You kind of feel the energy there. Both teams not only on the bench watching, but cheering emphatically for their teammates. As Roach that time lost his footing, turned the ball over right in front of the Miles bench, and they were pretty happy about that.
18:34 left first half of play. No score yet. Up top that. This is Angaria with the basketball. Now over to Archer. Leaning back with the jumper. Watson Gale rattled it, but it comes out of the cylinder. Morton clears with authority for Tuskegee. Raises, fires a three, left it on the front iron. Rebound, fought for. And comes away now to, Thomas had the basketball. They'll get a reset here, Tuskegee does. So Miles Thomas, the junior from Tallahassee, second team all-conference. Gave a fresh look for Tuskegee. 13 to shoot. Runner, left side.
Extra effort.
Yeah. Poly card designation for an extended air ball. And our first basket of the ball game belongs to the Golden Bears. Cam Grepke, the junior, giving it up top now to Morton. Right side on the weave, Thomas. Little square. Left side in the paint, floater to the rack, left it short.
Thomas is definitely starting this game more aggressively than he did in the opening round.
Ramon Angaria at the baseline for the Golden Bears. Whistles. And we go back the other way. Miles beat Tuskegee twice during the regular season, most recently on February 9th. Won at 55-39, and then on January 26 at Tuskegee, won at 65-59 in the Chappie Center. Roach. He'll take a look from outside. Runs it down and whistles. And a turnover there by Tuskegee.
Yeah, Roach has had a hard time early on maintaining his footing and maintaining his grip on the ball. He's going to take a seat right now. Coach Dunn telling him just got to calm down a little bit.
Riley Hamilton, the junior from Moreno Valley, California, takes his place in the lineup. And Hamilton, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in the win in the opening round against Fort Valley. On the push now, this is Fuller. Back down at the block, sliding all the way through. Ramon Angaria inside with the pass to Harris. Harris to the rack. Can't get it to stay. Hamilton clears. Over to Grepke. Now Thomas out front. Culver with a look. 12 to shoot now. Hamilton challenges over to Grepke. Cam leans back with the jumper. Aerial. Air ball.
Yeah, his first shot might have been the better shot. Took a quick penetration dribble, but came up with an air ball there.
15:52 left first half. First time out here. Miles leading it 2-0. Step out for the break. This is Flow Hoops. Back live at the 2019 SIAC Basketball Championships.
You know, Charles, some things I didn't think would ever come back in style. Short shorts in college basketball, probably the #1 thing, but Tuskegee is making that move, man.
Yeah, it looks like they are jacking them up just a little bit here.
Caleb Morton is the ring leader.
I know our production staff will get us an even tighter look at some of those shorts as we go.
I don't know.
Look down the screen now, we got some of it there.
Take my word for it.
May not even want to get that shot.
I don't want to get too tight there.
15:23 left first half. Miles with a 2-0 lead. Played almost 5 minutes of basketball with limited scoring. Up top now, Miles Thomas leans back with a jumper, can't get it to fall. Rebound to the Golden Bears.
I think in the last game, Thomas only had 6 points until late in that game. He turned it up just a little bit, but he's looking for his shot in a more aggressive manner here today.
Speaking of aggressive, this is Thomas here. Left corner, rattled, and he won't stay down. Hard move down at the block by Riley Hamilton to free it in the corner, but they can't convert on the shot. But we're going to stay on that end of the floor.
You know, sometimes when you're playing your rival, that game that you really want to win, sometimes you just do everything a little faster, a little harder than you normally do.
Substitutions back for the Golden Bears. Byron Harris, the senior from Fairfield, Alabama, out on the floor. That is the home of Miles College, Fairfield. Ramon Engaria takes a seat. And reporting on the floor now, Rashawn Chapman for the Golden Bears. So Tuskegee with the basketball now. 14:42 left first half, looking for their first score of the ball game. Out front, this is Greg Boyd, the sophomore, handling the basketball. Boyd, great job in the opening round ball game of the tournament for Tuskegee.
Morton had the double clutch. And Morton he has been fired up. He is talking junk to his man back down court. He was talking junk in the layup line. He is ready to go.
Miles half-court set now. Fuller lost his dribble, 8 to shoot. He'll get it again. Raises, fires. That's off the mark as well. Rebound, chased down Tuskegee. Culver got it. And he'll give it over to Boyd. Boyd with 19 points in the win against Fort Valley.
Caleb Morton from Brooklyn, New York. His last stop was New Mexico Military Institute.
At the block, Culver trying to see if he can get some success on the inside. And finally, the first basket for the Golden Tigers comes with 13:38 left first half.
Nice little jump hook there.
Tony McCray on the floor now for the Golden Bears. Up top, Sean Chapman. Now right side on the push, Avery Brown. Missed on the shot right side. A rebound again, Culver with it. Up the floor now. Gives it over to the sophomore, Jordan Gaines. He can't follow. Can't get it to fall.
Tried a little body control there. Contorted himself just a little too much.
Left side to the rack. Shot left short by McCrary. And we go back the other way. Tied at 2 each. This is Gaines. Up top to Culver. Head fake. Tie up in the corner.
There's just been a lot of falling here early for Tuskegee.
Couple of substitutions out on the floor. First for the Golden Bears, Jeffrey Dockett, the senior from Memphis, Tennessee.
And Roach back in the game. Let's see if he's settled down now that he's had a chance to be out there, kind of get the juices flowing, sit down, get a different perspective of the game.
Thomas Massey joins him in the lineup as well. 3 to shoot for the Golden Tigers. Floater inside the paint, done before the buzzer by Riley Hamilton.
That's a hard shot to block, driving right and pulling up with the left.
He did it inside the paint. Good body control for the basket. 4-2 lead now for Tuskegee over Miles. Fuller out front, gives it over to Sheffield. Now Fuller on the move left side to the rack. Spinner is good by Fuller, the senior from Hickory, North Carolina. Fuller on the season, 11.1 points per ball game. Boyd out front. Top of the key to Massey. On the weave. It's Gaines. Now Hamilton will handle the rock. 10 to shoot. Boyd circles back out front. Now they got to hurry. Boyd all the way through. Banked it. Missed. And the basketball comes clear to the Golden Bears. Three-pointer in the corner, off the mark. Boyd clears, wants to run.
Charles, we played a lot of basketball here. 9 minutes worth, and we're in a shootout, 4-4.
Hamilton, he'll push the paint, left-hand floater, off the mark.
Docket, a SIAC legacy product, coming over from Stillman after they shuttered their athletic program. He's going to be guilty of a charge right here.
So we go back the other way after the charge by Docket. 10:46 remains first half. Teams tied at 4 each. We'll take a timeout here. Flow Hoops.
Fuller.
Back live inside the Bill Harris Arena. 10:46 left first half. Tied at 4 each. Golden Bears of Miles College, number 1 on the West. And the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, number 5 in the West. Brenner pushing on to the semifinals.
Typical rivalry game. Everyone wants to win it so bad, no one can make a shot.
Massey handles out front. Roach, he missed on the shot. Docket clears, back the other way for Miles. Looking at the statistics for these teams on the regular season, we're not surprised at where the scoring is if you just look at the stats. Neither doing that well as it relates to scoring per ball game. Golden Bears 12th in the conference, and Tuskegee at 8th. Tuskegee averaging 63 points per ball game. Miles only averaging 64. But it's the defense that's really made the difference for both of these teams.
Yeah, and you see the importance of what this means locally. The local media has shown up today, and they're capturing this matchup between Tuskegee and Benedict.
One of the decided advantages for Miles College is that large
I mean, I keep saying Benedict. I look over there, I see Fred Watson,
yeah,
I think Benedict.
And the
Tuskegee and Miles.
Color scheme's pretty close to the same as well, so nothing to really differentiate where it was. As Docket takes a tumble in front of the photographer's bench. down to our right.
Dockett was a rocket right into the table.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's when I would have made a business decision. This is just one
Giving
possession.
up on this one, right?
This is one possession in a 4-4 game. I'm going to let that ball go.
Yeah, but that
That's
seat
why
on the bench will be waiting for you.
I'm sitting over here, Charles. I made those same business decisions early on.
Gave up your millions, huh? Life of stardom as a super athlete.
Yeah, man. Could have been a G League All-Star.
G League all the way. G-Man, perhaps, but floater by Roach can't convert. So the shooting woes continuing for both teams now. Dockett trying to change that from out front, cannot do so. Culver clears up the floor to Hamilton. Hamilton doubled at the side, pushes out front.
You know what one of these teams really needs? A good slam dunk. Just something emphatic to see the ball go through the hoop.
See if somebody can dial that up. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Out front now with 4 to shoot. Tuskegee's going to have to hurry. Out front they fire it. And an air ball. So back the other way now. And a whistle. Foul call on Riley Hamilton, the junior. And that's his first. Correction, they're going to call it on Culver instead. So at the line for the Golden Bears, Byron Harris, the senior from Fairfield, got the first free throw.
Yep, so it's home for him. It's his last year of college basketball. I'm quite sure he'd like to extend his stay here in Birmingham as long as possible.
Tuskegee trailing 5-4, but a free throw coming here by Harris. Missed on the shot. Hamilton, who committed the foul, gets the rebound on the errant free throw by Harris. Grepke out front handling for Tuskegee. On the cut, Hamilton. Lost it off the foot. Roach picks it up, shoots the three, misses on the three, and the rebound to the Golden Bears. Watson Gale with the basketball now. Ramon Angria at the left block, spins inside, lost it on the floor. I think it's going to stay with the Golden Bears. No, we're going back the other way.
His foot, yep. Charles, we definitely have seen, I'm going to call our biggest crowd of the week so far.
And Miles College, hometown favorite. Basketball game during business hours during the course of the week, likely impacting some of the attendance for this contest. Miles is able to hang around and getting into the semifinals and the finals. Those ball games later in the day and into the weekend could really help the attendance of the tournament.
Yeah, glad everybody can catch it on Flow Hoops here.
Watson Gale's penetration is going to result in going back the other way. So Gale, they call the foul though. No, not on Gale. It's called on Archer. 7:39 remains first half. Another timeout inside the Bill Harris Arena. Miles with a 5-4 lead over Tuskegee. More 2019 SIAC basketball action after the break on Flow Hoops. After the timeout, it'll be Jelani Watson-Gale at the line to shoot. So the foul called not against the Golden Bears. They were walking toward the bench for the timeout. Thought they may have been going back to the other end of the floor. It was called on Caleb Morton for the Golden Bears, or the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. So Watson at the line for Miles College to shoot. Missed on the first. Slow pace of scoring here in this basketball game.
You don't say.
And Watson-Gale leaves the second free throw short.
Even the free throws are hard in this game.
Grepke across the timeline now. Hamilton out front right side. 13 to shoot for Tuskegee. And firing out front with the jumper, the three-pointer. Finally, Morton finds the range. And Tuskegee claims the lead, 7-5.
Let's see if that relays into confidence seeing a shot go down, because they've missed them every possible way so far.
Turnover there by the Golden Bears. Harris with the double dribble.
Miles Thomas back in the game. Let's see if he can get something going here offensively for Tuskegee. He's put up a few shots, but
no baskets thus far. Back out for the Golden Bears, Devontae Fuller. Grepke out front. Morton guarded by Watson-Gale. On the turn, it's Hamilton. Got some space with the jumper. Spinner won't stay down. That's about all he can do there on that shot.
Kind of hard to be mad at that one. It was down and back out.
Watson-Gale finds the range for the Golden Bears. He knocks down a three-pointer. Make it 8-7. Golden Bears reclaim the lead. Maybe things to pick up now. Morton out front. Grepke. Thomas. Culver. He'll work inside the paint. Culver inside the lane. Floater off the mark and a whistle. Boy, they were awfully close to a 3-second violation there. But Culver got the foul instead.
He's got the old school post game down there. Not in too big of a rush. Good footwork. Able to draw the foul.
6:06 remains first half.
See that three-point shot down on the other end from Miles. Just a one-point game here now.
Culver missing on the first free throw. Culver 68% from the free throw line in the regular season. One of two from the free throw line, so we're tied at 8. Culver departs. And out on the floor now for the Golden Tigers. Mike Young seeing his first spot of duty, the sophomore from New Orleans. Archer across the timeline. Back out front. Harris on the move, left side. To the rack, missed on the shot. Ramon Gandria handles it and got a save on it. And out front now, Watson-Gale takes another three-pointer from the same spot. Thomas back the other way for
he traveled.
Tuskegee, and they get the travel violation on him. Watson again saying, yeah, it's a travel. 5:42 left first half. To your point, Tolly. Jaw-jacking all the way here.
We need captions for this broadcast. The talk has been more entertaining than the play thus far.
Watson-Gale rattled and he missed. Good tap on the backside, though, by Devontae Fuller. Fuller right positioning there to tap it in.
Fuller transfer from Western Carolina. From Hickory, North Carolina.
Thomas on the move. Whistles, they'll get him for the offensive push-off.
Yeah, Thomas is just having a rough tournament, Charles. He traveled on the previous play, had a slow start the last game, an offensive foul there. He's just been pushing.
It's his first foul in the ball game. We'll go back over to the Golden Tigers. Tuskegee trailing at 10-8. They have the basketball here, though. Tuskegee 22 of 47 shooting from the floor in their win over Fort Valley in the opening round. Shot 77% from the free throw line, 23 of 30. Ramon Angaria now handing it over to Harris. Now popping out is Watson Gale. Nice stutter step by Watson Gale. Can't get free though. 8 to shoot. Ramon Angaria under the basket with a floater. It would not stay down. Got his own rebound for a putback. Missed on that one. Another tap. That one's off the mark by Fuller. And a whistle inside. Jump ball going to be called.
I mean, if you look at the amount of work that's going into this game, the input, but the output is not matching. Everything is defended so well. It's so scrappy and physical down there. Multiple shot attempts, but, man, getting it to go through the bucket is a premium here in this game.
Nathan Shetfield, a senior from Birmingham, replaces Ramon Angaria in the lineup. Angaria missing that easy lay-in on the inside.
See, there you go. Easy. You call that easy. He's down there with 5 people hanging on him.
The first of them. And out front there, Sheffield paying dividends by being inserted into the lineup. Knocks down a three-pointer. The rest weren't easy, but the first was wide open. Grepke now, top of the key, Culver. On the weave, it's Gaines. 4:15 left first half. Not going to believe the first half boxes and stays like this. Down low, and Gaines got free for the flush.
Now, my theory was the first team to get a dunk, that might get them going. Let's see if that translates to Tuskegee.
Miles leads 12-10. Sheffield, Hudson Gale. Back to Sheffield, fires another three, same result. So Sheffield single-handedly getting this crowd to his feet with a couple of three-pointers. They're coming alive now, Tolly. Fans are.
Yep, they've been waiting. You got to give them a reason to cheer.
Hamilton left it at the block left side. Shot inside, blocked by the Golden Bears, and another attempt by Tuskegee is blocked as well, but whistles this time. Foul called, I believe, against Avante Fuller for the Golden Bears. On a replay here. This is Grepke handling the basketball. That's that alley-oop. Jordan Gaines in sequence, a sophomore with the dunk. But right back the other way. Check Sheffield out here on the three-point bust shot here. Nice square look. Bingo. Got it.
Yep, that's 2 in a row for him. And we're starting to get a little flow here as we get closer to halftime, but still a low-scoring affair, Charles. 3:24 to go until the break. We're sitting on a 15-10 ball game.
Golden Bears leading it by that score. Quarterfinal action here from the 2019 SIAC basketball tournament. Women's action prior to this. The Tigerettes of Tuskegee winning 72-58 over Spring Hill. They'll play in the semifinals on Friday against either Kentucky State or Albany State. And on the men's side now, Miles and Tuskegee trying to push into the semifinals. And one of them will meet the winner of the Albany State Lane College quarterfinal ball game to come your way tomorrow at 3:15. Live coverage on Flow Hoops for that.
Okay, I just put the Miles SID to work to get us Coach Athletic Director Reginald Ruffin from Miles College here at halftime.
Always gracious with his time and always an insightful interviewee.
Might see if I can steal Toby Durham's headsets and sit in on the festivities at the break.
Culver shooting. You are interviewing him, aren't you?
Charles, I've been working you all week. Don't you see what's happening here? At the end of the games, I disappear.
Yes.
And I go re-up on my Diet Coke, and I'll put you to work.
Just sit, right? Can't you give a guy just one break?
Hey, the people watching on Flow Hoops have paid their good money to hear Charles Ward on the call.
Yeah, right. Watch, you'll get some tweets about that. So, no, Tolly, we like you.
Oh, well, I might check it 2 years from now.
Sheffield, this time he misses on the front shot, top of the key.
Twitter is a dangerous area.
Yeah. Can't let us know your thoughts, though, about the ball game if you're watching. We have our Twitter handles available. Fuller left alone inside the paint. The correction, Archer not able to convert there. They'll get it on the look now. Watson Gale pushes in the corner. This is Fuller, and Fuller knocks down the three-pointer for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, Miles getting things going from the outside here late in the first half.
19-11, Miles extending its lead. Grepke looks for the cutter. Down in the corner to Gaines. Across the floor they go to Hamilton. Riley Hamilton tied up. Back out front, get Grepke. Got to look. Hard on the jump shot, though. Rebound to Harris. Golden Bears trying to do some damage here. Take their lead in the double figures with a basket this trip down the floor. Archer ranges right side. We're at 1:55 left. On the move, Fuller behind the arc with the jumper, front of the iron. So perhaps one of the lowest scoring first halves for either of these teams in the 2019 season, and a timeout taken by Coach Jerry Dunn and the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee with 1:38 left in the first half, and Miles leading it 19-11. Take a look at the three-point effort here. Good kick by Watson Gale. And Fuller able to put that one down in the corner.
You see Jerry Dunn's reaction immediately, putting his hands on his hips. And as a coach, you're like, I told you not to let that happen. But over here at the sidelines, I can do nothing but remind you of what I told you to do.
Fuller hit the jumper. And we're going to be back on the Tuskegee end of the floor once play is set to resume. Hamilton will come our way to inbound the basketball. See what they've designed after the timeout.
Riley Hamilton, he's from California, Moreno Valley. He's got that Cali cool. It's a long way from the Moreno Valley down to Tuskegee, Alabama.
Culver pops out. Gaines to Hamilton. Now Grepke with 10 to shoot. The illegal screen called on Culver. That's his second, so we go back the other way with Miles handling the basketball and leading it 19-11.
You know, it's interesting when you look at these private colleges, the geographical map of where the recruits come from is often broader than your state schools, who it's advantageous to get in-state recruits.
That's exactly one of the differences right there. Sheffield handles now. He's already hit 2 3-pointers. Watson Gale raises, fires a 3. Missed on the shot. Grepke and Tuskegee back the other way. 66 seconds left, first half. Gaines behind the arc. On top of the key, they push it. Massey. Over to Miles Thomas now. Thomas circles, got some space with the jumper. Shot it hard. Rebound comes to Watson Gale. Forced to hold things up to wait for the rest of the cavalry.
A lot of expectations on Thomas this year. He was the preseason SIAC Player of the Year. That award eventually going to Omar Alston at Morehouse College, otherwise known as Mr. Double-Double.
30 in his career at Morehouse prior to tournament play as they get started later tonight.
Some people pulling for a Morehouse-Miles matchup in the SIAC Championship on Saturday night. A long way to go until we get there, but so far, so good for Miles as they lead by 10.
Gaines pushes, got the three just before the end of the first half. So Tuskegee with a little spark with that basket. But at halftime, men's action, Miles College with a 21-14 lead over Tuskegee. 21-14 at the half. Take a break here. This is Flow Hoops coverage of the 2019 SIAC basketball tournament. Back live here at Bill Harris Arena at the intermission. It's the Golden Bears of Miles College with a 21-14 lead over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University. Men's quarterfinal action here from the 2019 SIAC basketball tournament. And at the intermission, special guest joining us at the broadcast table. Always glad to have him and have a conversation with him. It's the athletics director and head football coach at Miles College, Reginald Ruffin. Coach, thanks for joining us at the break.
Thank you guys for having me.
Coach, we talk about rivalries. You experience them a lot. It seems like both teams came out here a bit tight because they wanted so bad. You've had a front row seat for this for a long time. What does it mean in any sport when Miles and Tuskegee get together?
Well, you know the history, man. Tuskegee, the mother of all institutions when it comes to athletics, all the championships in football and basketball. So, you know, for us to finally step up to the mic and compete, the in-state rivalry, the big in-state rivalry between Miles and Tuskegee, and a lot of coaches from Tuskegee came here, and so it's just a big rivalry. You know, we want to beat them bad as they want to beat us.
Talk about turnovers, Charles. This guy created one of the biggest turnovers in the conference. You got Fred Watson from Benedict over to Miles. I mean, that's the biggest interception of the year basketball-wise. Are you going to give us the secret sauce? How do you pull that one off? And it came out of nowhere. I looked at the release and I said, what? Am I reading this right?
Well, you know, the biggest thing is pedigree, kind of match, and just having a great administrator. Dr. French giving me, you know, the resources to go out and hire the best candidate. And Fred, you know, he exemplified that. You know, when you look at his resume, he's been a winner at Benedict, won a lot of championships, and he had that, I always call that bloodline, the champion bloodline, and kind of remind me of me coming from Tuskegee, that bloodline with all the championships, and you saw that. And he was just wanting an opportunity to come in, and I kind of asked him, you know, we got it all. We got everything we need. We just don't have a coach, you know, and we get a coach, I think we can get this thing turned around. The first year, he didn't believe it, but look at the product.
As athletics director, we're making that move for Coach Watson to come into the program and flipping the script for just a second, and as head coach of the Miles College football program. Those two complementing each other. spells a pretty bright future for Miles College athletics.
Yeah, the biggest thing now, our president is doing a great job in fundraising for our infrastructure and our athletic program. We're looking into the architect for us designing a new gymnasium, new also extension with the stadium, more seating, I think right at 1,500 seat stadium with the locker rooms, the field house, and coach's office. So we're doing great things at Miles College. And just exemplify what these guys does on the court and on the field. We got to give them what they need, and that's resources for all our athletic programs, scholarships, and the resources we need for facility-wise in our HBCUs.
How do you manage the time? All right, it's spring. You got spring ball coming up. You just wrapped up signing day. You're the athletic director. You're the football coach. How do you manage your day-to-day?
Well, I think a lot of that comes from, just being taught at an early age in education. I was a school teacher, having 6 classes and then trying to be the head football coach in athletics. So you learn to kind of prioritize your job and kind of delegate. I got a great job, and Coach Watson is the assistant athletic director, so he handled most of what was going on during football season. And so now it gives me an opportunity to come and help him and help the spring sports and kind of be the athletic director second half of the season.
As we look forward to football coming, it'll be here before you know it. Let's reflect back, though, on what happened this past season with the Golden Bears. I was a part of it, pleased to be a part of the broadcast of Miles College football. Started out slow, but at the end of the day, things turned exactly the way that you thought that they would as you encouraged that group throughout a difficult start and led to the championship at the end.
Well, this is a race. The thing is about football, it's always just doing the right thing and being consistent. I knew we were young. I knew we was coming in having a lot of new guys, new quarterback in Daniel Smith, and, secondary was a lot of new guys back there, linebacker, and, our whole offensive line, we had 3 freshmen starting on the offensive line, so we only lost a receiver and a running back. So I just knew we had to weather the storm, and we played so many close games, and we couldn't get over that hump, losing the close games and Hail Marys at the end and then coming back to start winning all the Hail Mary games. I think I had that rabbit foot that kind of got us, back on track with that rabbit foot, because we won some games that we shouldn't have won, and we lost some games we shouldn't have lost also. So, the thing is this is a race. It's not getting to the fast on the swift. You got to endure, and I think our kids endured, and our kids started to get better and better and better. You saw it during the season. We just made a lot of mistakes, minimized those mistakes. They got us to the championship game, and hey, I told the guys, we're here now, so we might as well win it.
Why not, right?
Talking with Reginald Ruffin, he's the coach and athletic director, head football coach and athletic director at Miles College. Coach, will let you go on this one. Long way to go, but a lot of people are favoring Miles to be a front runner to win the SIAC championship this weekend. You guys took care of business on the football side. How big would that be for the 2 biggest sports in the conference if Miles could hold both trophies at the end of the year?
Oh, it'd be awesome for our institution. But, more importantly, our student athletes. And, we boast about our grade point average. We boast about what our kids does in the classroom, and off the field. And when they're on the court, they do exactly what the coaches ask. But, man, to win that championship, and Fred, like I told him, his first year, it heads back to the basketball coach. My first year as athletic director to win a championship as AD in football. So I put the pressure on Fred to win it in basketball as athletic director. So that gives me 2 championships within a few months span.
Hey, somebody's going to get a raise.
Probably the AD, right?
Yes.
And the head football coach, right?
Yeah, commissioner's trophy.
Reginald Ruffin, athletics director and head football coach at Miles College. Always glad to have you around. Thanks so much for joining us at the break.
And then thank you guys, all you do.
Time out here at the midpoint here, 7:03 before we start second half action. Miles with a 21-14 lead. Back with more on Flow Hoops. Back live inside the Bill Harris Arena, getting set for second half action. Quarterfinal play between the Golden Bears of Miles College and the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University. Golden Bears 21, Tuskegee 14 as we get set for second half play.
So let's just say the obvious. This is a football score. This is what you would expect the halftime score of, Slater versus Ruffin to be. Sure. 21-14. I won't say which side. I'll let you fill in the gaps there. But hopefully offense output will pick up here in the second half, Charles.
We will see as play has begun. Grepke up top to Thomas. Tuskegee. Only 14 points in that first half of play. Out front, this is Hamilton with a look. He can convert. Basketball at the block. And Culver's shot is blocked by Ramon Garcia. And Garcia, now here come the Golden Bears. Circling in and out is Archer. And inside the paint with the crip shot at the cylinder. That won't fall. Culver. Roughed up down under the paint, slow to come back on the other end of the floor. He handles top of the key. He'll get a sub at the next break. Massey set to come in. Grepke, left side push.
Hamilton said, if I put my hands behind my back, will that convince you I did not touch the ball?
And both officials are kind of looking at each other.
They're like, what the heck?
Right. Okay. We don't have anything definitive. Let's just go with what he did.
From the great philosopher Shaggy. Wasn't me.
Yeah. What? I guess that will go down, right? That won't go down. The shot out front by Morton, but the rebound comes clear inside and a whistle there. As Grepke challenges inside. He'll pick up the foul and we go back the other way.
Okay, I'm going to say first team to 40. Let's call it there. First to 40 wins.
18:50 left in the ball game. Surveying the roster here, lowest scoring ball game for each team at this point in the season. Looks like it's going to be 40 in the 40s for the Golden Bears.
Great spin, nice soft touch there.
Tuskegee half court set now. Got to get this offense going. Hamilton over to Massey. On the weave, Thomas. Behind the arc, they left him there. Thomas line drive jumper off the mark, but the rebound, Massey. Reverse lay in by Massey, off the mark. Miles Thomas had a hand on it. It'll go out of bounds off of him and back over to Miles College.
Yeah, everything in the paint is just, it's a tough row to hoe.
$18 minutes left in the ball game.
Tuskegee shooting 16% on the afternoon.
Ramon Angaria, left block, lost it on the surface. It'll come back to him though. Inside, pushes it and threw it right into the Miles bench.
He threw it to a teammate. The only problem, that teammate was sitting on the bench.
4 or 5 of them sitting there with the warm-ups on. Turnover number 6 for the Golden Bears and Miles College. So we'll go back the other way with Tuskegee handling now.
Yeah, Coach Watson giving us his best Terry Crews, what's going on out there face.
Riley had it tapped. It'll stay with the Golden Tigers. $19 to shoot for Tuskegee as he inbounded in the backcourt to Cam Grepke. Morton behind the arc, 10 to shoot. Now to Miles Thomas. Thomas, hard push, doubled inside the paint to Culver. Taken away by the Golden Bears. Fuller runs the floor and gets the lay-in. 25-14. And a timeout taken now by Tuskegee with 17:05 left in the contest. 25-14 Miles leads. Take a break here in the action on Flow Hoops. Back live inside the Bill Harris Arena. Some of the action from early in this second half. Let's take a look here as Ramon Angaria handles there. Look at the spin. And the easy little lay-in inside the paint. Nice footwork there by the senior from Columbia, South Carolina. Inside, down low, and Culver can't get that one to fall either. They're right under the cylinder and can't close them out. Fuller, free for three, pushes and misses. Rebound, Boyd.
All right, numbers here for Tuskegee. Can they get something going?
Hamilton got something going. Got it going back the other way with a turnover as Archer pushes. There with the flush. Harris will get something going. That's the crowd.
Yep, the hometown kid brings it down.
Good transition basket there for Miles. 16 minutes, 16 seconds left in this contest. Morton fell to the surface, slow to get up. 27-14, Miles with the lead. Hamilton back to Morton. Caleb at the block, lost it. And here come the Golden Bears. They've got some numbers back the other way. Fuller, Archer. Archer fakes to the rack, missed on the shot though.
They actually had Harris. They could have hit him with the lob. He was wide open on the far side there. Yeah.
They kind of went right to where the defending players were. Two of the players on transition kind of broke it down.
And as bad as Tuskegee is on the offensive end, they're still not out of it. It's just a 13-point game here.
Hamilton floats one and missed on that shot.
Get anything in the paint to go.
Archer now. Hop step right side, no whistle, and we play on. Boyd, Hamilton. Hamilton pushes. Inside, challenged by Ramon Angaria, missed on a bank shot. Officials loosening the whistles now. They're letting them go.
I mean, there's just a lid on the basket for Tuskegee.
15-12 remains in the ball game. 27-14, Miles leads. Let's take our collective breaths here with a timeout. This is Flow Hoops. Bill Harris Arena, the site for the 2019 SIAC Basketball Championship. And your web stream site is Flow Hoops. Glad you could join us for our coverage. Tuskegee struggling mightily from the floor. 5 of 30, 16%. Golden Bears with the basketball now. Archer works it right side. After the timeout, Sheffield, they had a design play there, and Coach Watson upset that they did not execute it. So the basketball going over to the Golden Tigers.
Yeah, Sheffield hit 2 3-pointers in the first half for Miles.
Miles Thomas on the weave, handles momentarily, now gives over to Greg Boyd. Thomas trying to get something started, back to Boyd. Good pull out there by Archer on the defense. Now Boyd all the way through right side, and finally something close to the cylinder goes in for Tuskegee.
Well, if you keep knocking, the door will eventually open, but boy, it's been a lot of knocks for Tuskegee, a lot of hard knocks.
27-16. Archer had it tapped by Boyd. Across the floor to Sheffield. Grepke pulls out on him. Now Fuller behind the arc, 6 to shoot for the Bears. Fuller lost it inside. They got to hurry. Sheffield's the man, fires it, but he missed. Rebound tapped around, and the Golden Tigers will have it down in the corner. Over up top on the weave, Thomas. He'll slide right side to the rack. Floater. That one won't fall either.
I mean, it is a game of inches. I mean, Thomas off the glass. Looked good, kind of.
Kind of.
Just off. I mean, put a little more air under that. You got a bucket.
Got some air in it. Boyd did, but that won't stay down from behind
when you
the
look
arc.
at these baskets, I mean, they're in and out. That has to be frustrating.
There's a kicker device on the rim down here. It goes down and it pushes her right out. 27-16, Miles with the lead. 13-18 left in the basketball game. And a 5-second violation there against the Golden Bears, right in front of Coach Fred Watson.
Doesn't look like a coach with the lead. His team up by 11 and highly frustrated over that turnover.
This is tournament play, and you got to know this is important to him as well after transitioning from 16 years at Benedict to Miles College. Right side, Roach's challenge, and his shot is rejected, leading out to a break now for the Golden Bears.
Another highlight play by Harris. He had a big dunk, a big block right there.
Watson Gale turns it over, and we go back the other way. Athletic Director Reginald Ruffin talking about it, based upon your question, that it would be great for them to come with championships in boats.
Look
and
at
you got to know that does not.
Return to sender. Can we see that again? It's an aggressive penetration to the basket, but even more aggressive on the block by Harris.
No go there.
Say no go.
Tuskegee trying to get something going. Repke's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line. So you can't get much going on the inside. Can't get much going on the outside with the shooting. Maybe you can get something going from the free throw line. Repke missed on the first of 2. Harris leaves after the block.
He should get some high fives on the bench, some attaboys.
Boyd departs for the Golden Tigers.
And he did his job. You want him to finish strong, defend the rim.
And that free throw stays down. Repke with his first point of the ball game.
And as bad as it feels, it's still just a 10-point game.
Sure. At the block, Fuller with the reverse. That one's off the mark. Rebound, Repke. He wants to push. Bounce pass up the floor, right side, Gaines. Gaines can't take advantage of the early transition.
Gaines with the alley-oop and a three-pointer. He's been Mr. Offense for the struggling Tuskegee team.
10 to shoot now for Tuskegee. Repke. He'll try to push left side, reverse lay in with the right hand, missed on the shot. Roach there for a putback on the inside. See if that sparks the Golden Tigers. 11:50 left in this ball game. 27-19, Miles with the lead.
If you're a fan of defense, this is manna from heaven for you.
Pushing left side is Tony McElroy. In the corner, that's Sheffield for his third triple of the ball game.
That's his game right there. Spot up in the corner and get it done.
Took one from out front. He missed. That's the one he missed, but he's been deadly in the corners. 11:15 left in the ball game. Winner on to the semifinals. On the turn, up top now is Thomas. Thomas spins right side to the rack. Now he got the body control and he got that roll on the lay-in.
See if that gets something going for him. He's been aggressive in his drives, just hasn't had one to go until just then.
First points of the ball game for him. Out front now, it's Avery Brown, the sophomore from Claremont, Florida. Transfer from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
You just said that with a Boston accent. Florida.
I get around. 10:38 remains. Timeout on the floor. Miles with a 30-21 lead. Take a break here. Live coverage on Float Hoops. .38 remains in the ball game. Miles with a 30-21 lead over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Tuskegee upping its shooting percentage some here. Now 8 of 40 at 20%. Sheffield going to take another three from outside. Had to before the buzzer. Missed on it. Run out here for Tuskegee. Grepke right side to the rack. Missed on the shot. Grepke a little bit out of control on that lay-in. Had a couple of options in terms of a pass, but elected to go to the cylinder on the shot. And Tuskegee still only trailing by 9. Sheffield missed on the three-pointer in the corner. Fuller to Ramon Angaria. Somebody partially blocked the shot, but still stayed on line. And Angaria with the lay-in.
Yeah, he powered that one in. It was blocked, but didn't seem to affect the trajectory of the ball at all.
32-21. Golden Bears and Miles with the lead.
As weird as that sounds.
Roach handles out front. Roach had it taken away. Archer with a 3-on-1 now to Fuller underneath. Fuller can't convert. Gains there to clear things up for Tuskegee.
Yeah, Thomas not on the floor right now. We did see him get that one bucket to go finally. Where's the offense going to come from here with Tuskegee?
Grepke drew a foul there. He'll go to the line. No, late call. And they're going to go back the other way. Guess there was an official underneath that was closer to that play, but he didn't have a vantage point, so he yielded to his fellow official out front. And he saw it as an offensive charge.
Yeah, there were some thoughts there about what are we going to call, and a decision was made.
32-21. Golden Bears lead it. 9:14 left in regulation. The winner plays on Friday in the semifinals against either Lane College or the Golden Rams of Albany State. Fuller behind the arc now, just in front of the Miles bench. Now steps inside the paint, missed on the jumper. Grepke clears. He'll run the floor. Morton for three, can't find the range. That leads to a run out and a foul on Watson Gale near the mid-stripe by Grepke. Keep picking up his second.
Charles, it looks like Miles is ready to maybe hit another gear and pick up the pace. They've been out and running the last few possessions. Tuskegee had to thwart that effort there with the foul.
So Watson Gale back out on the floor. He'll inbound it on the far side of the floor, just in front of the scorer's table. As Hamilton takes a seat. And Greg Boyd back out on the floor. Coach Dunn is desperately trying to find somebody that can give him some offense. Grepke gave it all he could the last few minutes on some penetrations. But leaves with just that 1 point from the free throw line. On the turn, Fuller got a good look. Back of the iron, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a push-off there.
That was clear.
Right in the small of the back.
Culver got a 5-foot slide after the hit from Ramon Angaria. We're at 8:37 left in the ball game. Boyd to Gaines.
And I'll be honest, Charles, I would not have predicted this score walking into the arena today. I had this game circled as the game of the afternoon. Tuskegee with the bucket there, but 32-23 with 8 minutes to go. I would have thought at least we would have had double the points that we have right now.
Sure. They asked me where this score would have come. I would have said somewhere in the first half.
Yeah.
Sheffield takes an entry pass, pushes back out. 8 minutes, basketball tapped around, taken away by the Golden Tigers. They trail by 9.
Despite all that, it's still a manageable lead.
They have just got to get something going on the offensive end. Gaines behind the arc. Right side, Thomas. That's the guy they'd like to start getting off. Thomas stops, pops, finally drops there for the Golden Tigers.
He had a late in his efforts of getting it going in the first game. His last 2 shots have been good, so we might see a repeat performance of him picking it up when it matters the most.
32-25 after the basket by Thomas. Miles still leads. Fuller, thought 3. Archer, up step right side over to Watson Gale. He had it tapped from behind in traffic, and the Golden Tigers come away with a turnover.
Yeah, the defensive stops starting to add up for Tuskegee.
We approach 7 minutes left in the ball game. 32-25 lead for Miles. Trying to get it to Thomas if they can. See if he can still get off. At the left block, once again, Thomas going to work. So Thomas, 2 trips down the floor, 2 baskets.
All right, fans starting to pick up their intensity as well.
Watson Gale drills a 3-pointer, but it's off the mark, and an easy rebound to Culver. And we'll go back the other way with another chance here for the Golden Tigers to cut that lead.
The more stops you get, the better you start feeling on offense.
Miles, Thomas over to Boyd down. Trying to get him on the cut. There's Thomas. He lost it on the dribble. Golden Bears with a run out there, a 4-on-3, and a rattled shot there by Archer. Good, right side.
It really stopped a lot of momentum that time with Thomas dribbling the ball off with his foot.
34-27 and a timeout taken. Tuskegee trying to make a run at things here. About 5+ minutes left in this ball game. Trailing the Golden Bears of Miles College. Here you see Miles Thomas on the spin and lay in to start getting some of that deficit cut. Another action on the Tuskegee side of the floor. Gaines on the cut up top. He'll raise, soft jumper there, left side, floating in the air. Nicely done by Gaines. And then here, take a look at Miles going to work left side, leaning back, good body control, and he got to lay in there.
Yep, and you see that, Miles not thinking, just catching the ball and immediately going into attack mode as Tuskegee's going to try to draw up some more on the offensive end during this timeout.
They had that surge. You made the point, though, Tolly, that Tuskegee had that basketball once again in the hands of Miles, but dribbled it off of his leg. And then Golden Bears coming back, taking advantage of that turnover with a basket, trying to stymie that charge by Tuskegee.
So what got them going was 3 consecutive stops on defense, and that has turned into more confidence on the offensive side. They have 5 minutes and 55 seconds to decide amongst themselves who will advance here at the SIAC tournament.
Interesting you made that observation about the 3 stops in a row leading to the baskets. When we talked to head coach Brian Bazemore of Lane College after his win, he said that that's absolutely their formula. We want to get 3 stops in the basket. 3 stops in the basket, and we can keep that formula. We know we'll always be out front.
It's good work if you can get it.
Yeah. It works for you if you're trailing from behind as well to allow you to catch up.
Tuskegee with the ball here, a chance to maybe cut it to 4.
34-27. Morton out front, now to Boyd. Boyd inside the paint, dribbles back out. We go to 5:44 left. After the timeout, Coach Dunn had a design play there. I'm not sure if they're still trying to execute that. Hamilton short on the 3-pointer. You could tell when it left his hands.
Yeah, you could tell that was off target.
Foul was called on Culver. Culver picks up his 3rd. Going back the other way now. Miles with the basketball. Archer to approach. Watson Gale. Anticipation there at the sideline by Gaines. Tuskegee's dropped back into a zone defense now.
Gaines, a sophomore from East Point, Georgia.
Archer out front, 17 to shoot for the Golden Bears. Boyd had some defensive assignment as he reaches his zone. Now inside, Watson Gale with some contact. He'll go to the line.
Just barreled his way in there, drew the contact, I think. He figured that was his best option. Let me just make something happen, force the official to make a call there.
So Watson Gale shooting here. Spins forward, but it stays off. And he misses on the shot, had it rolling forward, but it rolled to the left side of the cylinder.
Kind of hard for him to make the trip home for the weekend if he gets a little homesick. It's quite a trip. He has to hike it all the way back to London, England.
Well, I understand he has a private pad on the Miles campus. Of course, has his own airplane. He can go whenever he wants. Hamilton circles out. Thomas backs in. Underneath, line drop shot is underneath the cylinder.
Creating contact, did not get the break from the official.
And on a follow-up, it's LeByron Harris, the senior, with a basket.
And Thomas has to shake that off. He's sulking a bit.
Gaines fouled. The question of whether it was on a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer. Ramon Angaria guilty of the foul.
And the issue Thomas has, he didn't have a good look at the basket, so his next option was just create some contact and hope that the official bails me out, but they weren't having it on that play.
10-point lead again now for the Golden Bears. 4:32 left. Free throw missed there by Gaines.
And in this game, 10 feels like 20.
Grepke back out on the floor now for the Golden Tigers. Grepke for the second. Missed on them both. And the rebound comes away to Archer. They'll work it out front. 4:20 left. Fuller, empty pass at the block. Harris got the defense airborne, and he got the basket.
Harris has been one of the players of the game for Miles today. Just staying in his lane, playing his role. And it's come up in crucial times.
Thomas, left side, Hamilton. Hamilton pushes, and there'll be a foul inside the paint. 3:52 left. Take a look at this replay of work inside by Harris. Nice up and pump. And he got Miles Thomas airborne for an easy lay-in. So 3:52 left. And the lead now up to 12 for Miles College, 39-27 over Tuskegee. Talked about it a bit as it relates to these teams. Tuskegee coming in 8th in the conference in scoring, averaging 63 points per ball game, 8th in scoring margin at minus 2.1. Miles College, their scoring margin is plus 7.3. Did not expect the rims to be this tight for Tuskegee on their ends of the floor. It is difficult to contend with the kind of numbers that Tuskegee's put up from the floor in this basketball game. And again, we have one team whose first ball game is today in the quarterfinal round. Tuskegee played on Monday against Fort Valley. You never know what the impact of having already played with just one day's rest is having on them shooting the basketball.
Yeah, Miles, maybe you can make the case that they were a little rusty to start out, but not on the defensive side. They made life nearly impossible for Tuskegee in the paint here this afternoon.
And that is their calling card. Golden Bears defensively, first in the conference in scoring margin, and holding on the team to just 56 points per ball game. And first in the conference in field goal percentage defense. Teams only at 37% against their defense. So, Golden Bears getting it done from the defensive perspective. Hamilton at the line shooting. Got the first free throw for Tuskegee. Down to 3:52 left. Hamilton got them both, 39-29.
And it's still, as much as we've argued the case that this has been a rough game for Tuskegee, they're still in it.
Archer across the floor to Watson Gale. Now this is Fuller. 16 to shoot, pushes back out front to Archer. Good patient offense by the Golden Bears. Want to run some time off. Now they got 7 to shoot. They have to go now. Archer lost it on the floor. Turnover sends it over to Tuskegee.
And how do they get back in it? You talked about it earlier, Charles, the philosophy of 3 stops with a bucket. You stop them 3 times, you score 3 times. That's how you get rid of 10 points.
Gaines behind the arc. Thomas up top. He'll push left side to the rack, challenged, and Harris with a rejection, but the basketball to Roach. Roach tried to bounce it inside and threw it away. So Miles with the basketball now. We approach 3 minutes left in the ball game. The lead is 10. Right corner, Sheffield, dangerous from there. Oh, yeah. Tickles the twines for 3 on that one. That's his 4th three-pointer. 2:50 remains. Golden Bears build a 42-29 lead, and a timeout comes on the floor. We will take a break here on Flow Hoops as well. 2:50 remaining in this quarterfinal ball game. Miles with a 42-29 lead. Tuskegee with the basketball. Grepke to Hamilton. Now back to Grepke. Hamilton spins, lost it, but a whistle going to be called. Harris guilty of the foul.
Yeah, it's starting to get crucial here as far as time management. Offense has only been able to muster 29 points through nearly 38 minutes of play. How do you come up with 12 in 2 minutes?
Good question. Inquiring minds want to know. Seeing if Tuskegee can do it.
Was it Aretha Franklin? Say a little prayer for me.
Culver takes a seat. Gaines back into the lineup. Hamilton, second free throw, missed on the first.
So we've had Tuskegee back-to-back games here. The women with a victory over Spring Hill in our first game, and the men, unless some business picks up in the next 2 minutes, looking to be in a bit of danger here against Miles.
Archer across the timeline. 2:20 left in the contest. Deliberate about running some time off that clock. Miles tries to catch up with him, and he beats him on the break. He got the lay-in. No inside help after he got past Miles Thomas. It was an easy streak for Archer.
Well, there was a lot of hand action there. It looked like a receiver fighting to get off the line of scrimmage. Put that dunk there, but
Thomas follows that with a flush for Tuskegee. So make it 44-32 with the timeout coming with 1:50 remaining.
About 5 minutes ago, that would have got the crowd on their feet, but they're starting to feel what may be inevitable, and that's that Tuskegee does not have enough time to get back into this game, trailing it by 12. You see here, look at the Thomas, hand, check. Did not deter Damani Archer.
Archer with a good job there on that trip down the floor. Ran a significant amount of time off the clock, and he got the lay-in. A coach's dream, that trip. Right now the dream for the Golden Bears almost coming to reality to push into the semifinals on Friday. If it stays the way that it is, it'll be the Golden Bears meeting either Lane College or Albany State.
The Miles mascot, he's down there, or she, I don't know who's under there, leveling things up.
Two more quarterfinal ball games coming your way here on Flow Hoops. Women's action after this contest. It'll be the Lady Tigers.
I'm going to have to put in a call to the director of band, Willie Snipes, over at Miles. Say, look, Coach Watson keeps going. We're going to need to get the band in here.
Yeah. You guys got to make your presence. And Gaines tying up Sheffield near the mid-strike.
Sheffield was not having any of that.
Well, they were doing kind of a two-step or something into the backcourt. I don't want to dance with you. 1:39 left. Fuller to inbound. To Harris. Thomas going to commit the foul immediately. Harris on the season, 60% free throw shooter, 29 of 48 prior to tournament competition. Shooting 2 here.
Boy, this is not uncommon at all. When you see two teams that are just huge rivals, everyone's excited about the matchup, and everyone comes up with so much energy that you have a letdown from the standpoint of, it's not a 99 to 97 final score. A lot of times it turns into a defensive battle or a boar hog struggle.
Harris missed on the second free throw, 45-32. Tuskegee got to hurry. Gaines trying to get off a three, can't do so. Spins, leans back with a 2-point effort. That one's short. Basketball tapped out of bounds, and will stay here with Tuskegee handling it. Only 13 to shoot, though. Culver back out. Gaines takes a seat. Hamilton right of the cylinder to inbound it for Tuskegee once play is set to begin. Got it there to Morton in the corner. Morton tied up and a whistle.
So it looks as if Miles will advance, and you look down that Tuskegee roster, Charles, players like Daniel Roach, a senior. We talked about this the first couple of days. For a lot of these players, their careers come to a close here in the Bill Harris Arena.
A minute 16 left. At the line for the Golden Tigers is Caleb Morton, the sophomore. Morton got the first. Morton with 13 points in the opening round win, but none of the numbers for the Golden Tigers look close to what they did as individual players in the ball game today versus what they did on Monday. Morton got 2 of 2 that trip.
What's today? Wednesday? Are we on Wednesday now?
We are.
Wow, we had the quintet of games yesterday, a quadruple sandwich on deck today, and then, of course, we had Monday as well. So we're just motoring through these games here in Birmingham.
Getting through them. A minute 16 left, a timeout on the floor here. Back at you with women's action. That one comes your way at 5:30. Lane College Lady Dragons winners over Payne on Monday in opening round action to get to the quarterfinals. They'll meet the #1 team in the East, the Lady Tigers of Benedict College, and that's going to be a big challenge for Lane to deal with Benedict. Benedict's women's head coach James Rice named Coach of the Year for leading his team to a 15-0 conference mark. First undefeated conference mark for the Lady Tigers in the school's history. They're currently number 6 in the South region.
Yep, Coach Rice is cooking over at Benedict.
Oh, too easy.
Just the flush.
Easy to lay in there, right? Lazy lay. You didn't even have to jump, huh?
I'm just back here cherry picking.
Oh, wow.
I'll let you do all the talking. I'll just finish it off.
Sheffield did his talking from the floor.
Yeah, he had things rolling with the corner three all afternoon long.
Got a free throw there with a minute 15 left, make it 46-34. People that follow Tuskegee will look at that box score and hear the score of this ball game, and perhaps watching here on Flow Hoops and just say, what in the world happened to us today?
47-34, and I didn't think we would get that many points at one point.
Well, this is about where you called it. You said first to 40 wins. 68 seconds left. Thomas, as the defense falls down, drills a three-pointer from outside. A little bit too late with under a minute remaining.
They'll have to pull off, what was that, the Duke Maryland special where Jason Williams brought his team back from 10 points down in a minute against the Terps. But seeing as I saw that once in my life, I think that was the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that something like that would happen.
Look on the replay here, falling down, giving Thomas the space. And that's all Thomas needed. to clear it with the triple.
Or see Reggie in the NBA. The Pacers had a quick comeback against the Knicks one year.
Yeah, with Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas got the lane and he got a flush.
Boy, that would have come 2 minutes ago.
Whistles in the backcourt. It'll go back the other way. Fuller going to be shooting from the line for the Golden Bears. And Thomas just giving the business to the official, walking back with him to the other end of the floor. Thought he was pushed after he made that.
So missed free throws here could make things interesting. We don't get a miss on the first one.
Fuller, 82% from the free throw line in the course of the year. And there's why. Got them both there. Harris back out on the floor now for Coach Watson.
Well, Benedict's in a position where they don't want to foul. That might make things a bit easier for Tuskegee. Thomas had a uninterrupted journey to the lane on the last bucket. The time is running out.
Thomas pushes a three and shot an air ball. So we go back over to the Tigers of Benedict. We're down to 25 seconds left. And the Golden Bears of Miles College will continue their play in the 2019 SIAC basketball tournament as they will push on into the semifinals on Friday. So congratulations to the Golden Bears. Head coach Fred Watson coming over from Benedict College in his first campaign.
The Tuskegee fans are starting to look forward now to baseball and softball and spring ball, and before you know it, we'll all be back over at Abbott Stadium and hearing the sweet sounds coming from beneath the shed.
Ball and parlay being one of those.
Charles, I know you've been out there ball and parlaying, man. You can't convince me otherwise.
I'm that guy. Grepke to the rack. His layup is left short. Rebound Thomas. His flush is off the mark. And with 11 seconds left, trying to catch up with Watson Gale.
If you needed one play to sum up this afternoon, that might have been it right there.
Thomas not able to finish on a flush, as you saw it on the replay.
With little to no defense.
So the Golden Bears, defensively, that's going to be their best defensive effort of the season, holding Tuskegee to just 39 points in this quarterfinal ballgame. Correction, one ball game, they held an opponent to just 29.
Wow.
And you'll never guess who that opponent was.
Don't know.
Could possibly be one of the teams that they met. They will meet in the semifinals on Friday. They held Albany State to just 29 points early in the season.
Something that Albany State will
no doubt remember.
Remember, should they get past Kendarius, Ash, and Lane.
Should they? So the final score here in this quarterfinal contest, it goes the way of the Golden Bears. They win it 53-39 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University. And Tuskegee will close its season out with a loss here, 12, and they'll go to 12-15 with that loss. It's not able to get any kind of sustainable offense in play. So they'll close out the season with a 53-39 loss. Coach Fred Watson congratulating Miles Thomas, the junior, for a great season. He was named SIAC Preseason Player of the Year, finished on second team SIAC. As we gear up to talk to head coach Fred Watson. In the post game, we're joined now by head coach Fred Watson of the Miles College Golden Bears. They win it in this quarterfinal contest, 53-39 over the Tigers of Tuskegee. Coach, congratulations on the win.
I appreciate it, man. It was hard fought. The guys really locked in defensively and were able to get it done.
We made that a point, checking out the stats coming into the ball game, that's really the key for your Golden Bears, is that you play such great defense, and it really played out today in this ball game. You held Tuskegee from the very start. They just could never find a rhythm, missing a lot of shots from the inside.
Well, yeah, that's our game plan, man. We want to try to suffocate on defense, man. That's the one thing I know that we can control, the way we defend. You know, in this playoff, man, there's a lot of talent in there. So, you know, sometimes you're going to get out-talented, but you should never get out-worked. You should never get out-efforted, and this is where you're trying to win the tournament with effort and defense.
Talk about some of the personnel in this ball game that really stood out for you in this quarterfinal contest.
Oh, man, well, listen, I stayed up all night trying to game plan for number 23. He's a heck of a player, man. They do a good job of getting them shots, and we were just trying to get him off his spot. Our job was just trying not to let him catch and shoot shots. All those guys are really talented, so, you know, we just try to run them off their sweet spots, try to get into them a little bit, play a little physical, and, you know, get limited to one shot, and we did a good job of that.
Coach, you come into this quarterfinal ball game after leading your team to the first #1 seed in the West and a great season in your first year here at Miles College. Talk about what that transition's been like for you to get the players to buy into your system and to do it so quickly.
Well, I mean, no matter where I'm coaching at, I mean, I'm going to have a couple non-negotiables, and so there ain't going to be too much.
So we're here, right?
Yeah, you know, we don't negotiate the D's. Defense and discipline, I don't negotiate that. So I'm flexible everywhere else, but I don't negotiate defense and discipline. And so once the guys understand, that's the expectation. You know, either you buy in or you don't. But, you know, if they want to be on the bus, they'll buy in. Defense and discipline, we don't negotiate that, and that's how you can become consistent.
Your bus continues into the semifinals on Friday. You'll meet either Lane College or the Golden Rams of Albany State. No, it's not necessarily an issue of preference in that, but what do you like to see coming in that semifinal ball game?
Well, I mean, that's going to be a heck of a game. I'm just going to enjoy watching it personally. But, you know, two talented teams, really good, well-coached teams. Both of those teams get it done defensively, similar to how we do it. You know, we're just going to watch the game, enjoy this win right here. This is the first time some of those guys in the locker room tasted victory in the playoffs. So I'm happy for those guys. I'm working my tail off to try to get them to the end result. So I'm going to let them enjoy the process, going through, you know, enjoying this win, seeing the team play. And then we put a game plan together that we hope is good enough to win, you know, and if it's in his cards, it's in his cards, you know. But we'll be prepared.
You win it here in opening round quarterfinal action against the Tigers of Tuskegee, 53-39. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you back here on Friday in the semifinals.
Okay, thank you.
Head coach Fred Watson. It's Golden Bears of Miles College pushing on. Big congratulations to you, brother. Good to see you.